Is your workspace always perfectly organized? Congratulations, we have nothing to talk about. However, if your workspace is in a constant freefall towards chaos and clutter, like mine, welcome to this video. This video is for you. If you have grown into the habit of letting things go and then spending maybe a full day cleaning everything in one go, only to see things quickly deteriorate already from the day after, then this video is even more for you. Throughout my entire musician and maker adventures, all my music studios and my maker workshops have been a total mess. My current art project is challenging me on every level of my life, and more than ever I want to become an organized person. This has been something that I wanted to do for 10 years, but for some reason I've never been able to change my behavior. But now I have found a Triforce of reading inspiration. Recently I started to apply the findings from the Triforce onto my own life, and it seems to kind of work. So I thought I'd make a video to share my findings with you. Let's start with looking at the problem for some context. I've noticed a kind of sawtooth pattern in the organization of my workshops. While I'm working, I'm creating mess. The more I'm working, the more mess I'm creating. Finally, one day I've had it and I clean everything up in one day. And then from day 2, it all starts over again. This pattern is constantly repeating, and it does affect the efficiency of my work. I've been wanting to break this inefficient pattern for years, but for some reason I just fell straight back into it. So this leads us to the first cornerstone of the Triforce. The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying by Marie Kondo. This book was revolutionary for me. It showed me a more intimate relationship between me and the physical objects around me. Second, it taught me to organize by category rather than space. The third takeaway is that the spark joy thing that Marie Kondo is so famous for really works. Marie is suggesting that you declutter your space and choose what to keep and what to get rid of by determining if the things spark joy or not. So you should take something in your hands and feel, yeah, it sparks joy, I keep it. And something else, no, it doesn't spark joy, I get rid of it. This sounds so banal. It works. It just works. And after a while, you're surrounded with things that does spark joy for you. It's really cool. Fourth, the book showed me a more positive side of tidying. To have someone explaining to me that tidying isn't just pure evil was really, really uplifting for me to hear. I needed to hear that. Fifth and most important takeaway, Marie taught me that everything you keep needs a home. Everything you have needs a place to be where it always is. That's a very, very important concept that we'll get back to later. Exactly 1 year ago, I did a huge Marie Kondo transformation. What you're seeing here is me collecting a huge recycling pile of things I found around my house and in my workspaces that I wasn't using or didn't spark joy. At that point, I thought that this will solve all my problems. I'm now an organized person. But for me, the real problem started when I got back to work. It was like the Marie Kondo book showed me a great system to organize, but I wasn't taught really how to keep it organized. And that's where we get to the second part of the Triforce. Atomic Habits, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones by James Clear. This book is a bomb. The most inspiring thing about this book is that it's not clamping down hard on you for having bad habits. Rather, it's telling you exactly why you're having bad habits, why you haven't been able to change them. When I was listening to Atomic Habits, I started to see my own behavior from the outside. You start to automatically dissect your own habits. And let's get back to what Marie taught us, that everything you have has to have a place where it lives. The problem is that I don't put things back where they should be. So now I need to put a screw in here. I go to where my screw gun lives. It lives here under the table. And where my bit lives. Here's a screw. I put it in. Work is done. According to James Clear, habits are automated solutions to problems. And by nature, these solutions are often short term. So I go take the tools from their organized place, I use them, and then I drop them on the spot. And of course, short term, this is the best solution. It's much faster to just drop the tools here and move on to second task than what it is to actually be mindful, to take the bit out, put the bit box back, and put the screw gun under the table where it lives. Another thing I learned from Atomic Habits is that your habits are very tightly related to your identity. Picture that you're trying to quit smoking and you get offered a cigarette. You can either reply, "No thanks, I'm trying to quit." You can also reply, "No thanks, I'm not a smoker." This shift where you tie your identity into your habit is very powerful. So I've always seen myself as a disorganized person. I always thought like, orders for idiots, a genius can handle chaos. That's a Swedish expression. And now, like when I'm failing with my machine and think I have to up my game, I'm like, no, I am trying to shift my own identity from I'm a creative but a little bit disorganized person and it's kind of cool to I'm a creative, organized person.